Hello, testing audio quality. Can anyone hear me? All right, so I'm hearing some yes we cans. Yes we can. It's very funny. All right, so this live, of course, will be recorded and we posted so people can watch it. This is just the best way to get things out instantaneously for many of us, and I'm sorry that I wasn't able to deliver a more successful rollout. So to give people the timeline, on October the 2nd, the extended family exemptions were announced. On October the 8th, they were implemented. The first 2 days were bereft of a challenge because not only was there no place for Americans to apply for the extended family exemption, but the actual affidavit, the contract itself, was flawed. That was rectified sometime on October the 9th. The IRCC has promised us a 14 business day turnaround. That 14 business day turnaround expired, depending on how you count, on October the 28th and October the 29th. So essentially, everyone who applied in the first 2 days should have been given their exemptions by now. A lot have, and we're thankful for that, but many have not. And that is an incredibly irritating and upsetting scenario. And I'm sorry, I wish it could be better. So this is what we have been doing. In a previous video, I've explained our 3 major priorities. So priority number 1 is stabilize the system, get it working for people. That includes temporary residents and those who want shorter stays in Canada. So essentially just expand the orders in council, the exemptions to include temporary residents, and apply the less than 15-day rule visit for foreign nationals, in addition to having the system actually work. We also need to include students with that as well. I'm sorry. And then, of course, the third major issue is both 3A, 3B. 3B is dealing with quarantine, and that's something that we just aren't prepared for right now. So what are we doing to stabilize the system? So I spoke at the the Standing Committee for Citizenship and Immigration on October the 27th. You can watch that. But essentially, I described the major challenges we were having. As it stands, through all the contact I have with IRCC and from the various case reports that we have, missing is probably the right word for the first 2 days applicants. Because a number of the first 2-day applicants are Americans. Americans don't have an internal system in IRCC, unlike those with visitor visas or ETAs. So what does that mean? As far as I can tell, when you had emailed your application, it would be processed by one group and maybe sent to another. And then somewhere in that process, those cannot be found. So if you contact your MP, they might tell you that it doesn't exist. Now, we have been reassured that once they do open the email, your file will be opened. Guys, I effectively wanted us to trust in the IRCC for the 14 business day turnaround. They've done a number of applications. I'm thankful for that. But a number have been missed. And so those are the IRCC missing. Originally, I had thought, because from our initial polling, that there were 50 people missing. Later on, the number turned out to be about 311 people that we could confirm. We don't have updated numbers from the past 24 hours. It looks like a gross number of you have actually had approvals, but a number of us have not. So this is what we have to do. So I need everyone to be on board with this very precisely. If you have applied in the first few days and you've not had any email by the 14th business day, do 2 things. Number 1, contact your MP. Your MP is the MP of the Canadian. So if your Canadian lives in Toronto Centre, contact that MP, and then they will go hunting for your application. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes it's confusing because not all MPs are trained right now at that process. But that's one thing you have to do. The second thing, and IRCC has yet to confirm with me, but I'm not entirely sure they have an exact system for it right now, but if you have missed the 14-day, there is a web form that some people are using with the ETAs that some Americans are reporting that the emails have said use the web form. I don't have clarity on that, but you could use the web form or you could email. If you email, this is what I suggest. You hit forward off of your initial application. You forward that back to the email for the IRCC. You explain, this is my 14th business day. I have not been given any confirmation. Therefore, please process me immediately. So because you've passed the 14th business day, there's no issue with you replying. So that's how it's supposed to be. There have been some reports of rejections. I'm not sure if that's what Omar is talking about. If, however, in the 14 business days, you've received an email saying you've emailed the wrong spot, or you need to send a passport. I know, a lot of you have already sent the passport. I know all of you did the right things, okay? I'm just saying, if you got an email that wasn't an auto reply, if you got an email that says you emailed the wrong spot, you're not immediate family, or you need to email us your passport or your partner's passport, do those instructions. That means you're being processed, okay? Even if it says, so Omar, maybe send it to the team. Maybe I haven't seen it, but from there are some that actually say rejected, but there are many people who are saying that they're rejected. For non-responsive MPs, what can we do? So this is so now I'll explain what I have to be able to do. So the team has been fantastic, and not all on the team have been approved. Okay, so a lot of the team are still struggling. All of us are struggling, given how many of you are suffering, even if we have approvals. So some MPs don't know what to do. Just keep them in the loop. Tell them to check in. Tell them that other people have contacted their MPs and the MPs have checked the IRCC. MPs have already reached out to me for guidance on what to do, and I will create a document to show them what to do. 3 of our team members, Kate, Nathalie, and Kaylee, have produced an excellent numbers document. They're the ones producing all the tracking systems that you've seen. I will provide this document both to the Standing Committee on Immigration and Citizenship and to as many MPs as possible. This will be our focus of Reunification Thursday next time. Because MPs need to know how to advocate for you, because they have access to systems that I don't have, they also need to be able to guide people who aren't part of the face of advocacy. Because I don't have confirmation from IRCC right now, what I'm telling you is my best guess. I apologize if any of it is wrong. But as far as I can tell, these are the things that have worked from seeing the number of approvals and the number of challenging problems. In terms of daily reports, so the past 24 hours have been just very difficult. Our numbers show that there have been a number of increases, but this is what we're going to do moving forward. So I've told you about the IRCC missing, okay, the people who have passed their 14 business day turnaround. So we're just going to set up a daily Google poll. A daily Google poll will tell you, okay, so we're going to start on this on Monday. Monday is November the 2nd. On Monday, November the 2nd, we will write, fill this form if you have not had an approval and you applied October the 13th and prior. My number might be off by 1 or 2 days, sorry. But essentially that's what we'll say. Do not fill this poll unless you applied October 13th and prior. You will fill it with your date of application. Business day, I will send this pile to the IRCC. I will say, these are the unprocessed people. Please find them. The last time I did that was with 311 names a few days ago, and that was just the first 2 days. The reason why we have to do it like this is because we are not sure that every single member who fills the form comes back to us and tells us that they're approved. So we are simply going to do a daily Google poll, Google form, which will show us clear-cut, this day, this many people have not been completed. Please do not fill out the form if your 14 business days are not done yet. Okay, let me just go through some of these messages here. Okay, so there's nothing there. All right. So I would like to disclose something. I had honestly just wanted to tell you this after we had stabilized the system, and at the very least, when all my teammates had their approvals. But AJ had her approval as of last week, and tomorrow we are going to make the attempt from Ireland to go back to Toronto. So I'll keep you posted on how that process goes. As much as I would love to celebrate with all of you, to me, it's not really celebration until we have a system that works for everyone and has been stabilized. But many of you guys have been asking, and that's the answer. So I'll tell you when we cross. We will still be posting our numbers when we have them. Just today has been chaotic, but yesterday has been chaotic. Tracking all this has been very difficult. So starting Monday, we'll have a more consistent turnaround for numbers. Right now, all we know is that a number of people have been approved today. All right. Well, thank you very much for your well wishes. So I'm going to make sure to rediscuss this again. If you have passed the 14th business day, what you need to do is contact your MP and you need to reapply. Contacting your MP is something that I'm certain we're supposed to do. Reapplying is something IRCC has not given me guidance for. Reapplying, some people have been sent an email saying that even if they don't use the ETA web form, they're supposed to use the web form. And some people are just told to email. Email, making sure that you forwarded your initial application. Your initial application will show when you applied, and then you say, hey, please expediently process me because you've blown past the 14 business days. Following that, every business day we'll be putting out a new Google form, put in your information there, and then we'll have a daily tally. We'll post daily tallies when we have them. Right now it's just been a very chaotic moment for us all. AG and I are going to make the attempt from Ireland to Toronto, from Dublin to Toronto in about 8 hours from now. And then we'll find out how everything went by about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on October the 31st. So hopefully that will work fine. Thank you very much for your well wishes. Everyone who has their approval and is watching, I ask you to please reassure the rest of the group members that you'll be here fighting for us to reunite, because we have a lot of work to move forward. If you want to stop, you are done advocating for us, I understand. You deserve a break after all the work you've done, but I implore you to keep fighting like the rest of us are. Many of the team have their authorizations. Many of the team don't. So let's press forward. It is offensive to be told to be patient. I'm not telling you to be patient. I'm ticked off too. If I gave you that impression, I'm sorry. I am ticked off. I'm just telling you, I do not know how to make things go better. I'm pushing every avenue I can. I'm advising with every MP. I'm restarting the champion interviews. We have a number of things being set up. All I know is that you should contact your MP and then reapply either through the ETA web form if you got that email, or just email using the regular stream email address and explain that you're a reapplication by forwarding your old one. So I don't have more clarity than that. These are only anecdotal reports about the web form. I do know that a number of people who've reapplied through the email seem to have gotten through. Ultimately, if the IRCC cannot put together a comprehensive system to meet their 14-day deadline as was promised, we are also pushing for the affidavit should be enough to cross the border. That's pretty much all we have right now. I'm still finding as much information as I can. I do not like the position that we've been put in. I understand that many of us have gotten through, many of us have not, and it is infuriating. Okay, so I'm just reading a bunch of questions on like procedurally what to do. So if you've just joined us, please just rewatch this video and we'll press forward together. Have a wonderful day, guys. 3, 2, 1.